Look at that. That's crazy. Look at that. Woo. Let's see. Unscrewing. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that. I should have. Woo. Looking at my monitor here. Look at that, dude. What? No. That looks so freaking good. I should have made this video with this thing on. Wow. So good to be seen, and it's even better to see you. What's going on? Welcome back to yet another video. In case you are sort of figuring out what the hell is going on, yes, I got my hands on an anamorphic lens. This is the Sirui Saturn 35mm t2.9 anamorphic lens. I got this off of Steel, off of eBay for none other than $500. But don't go crazy. You could actually get your hands on this lens right now because Amazon is running an incredible deal on it as well. I think it's going for $5.99 and shipping, of course, if you're not a Prime member. I hooked you up with a link in the description if you want to check it out. But so far, so good. I'm loving this lens. I took some pictures of it, and I'm probably going to be reviewing it here shortly. But in the meantime, let's get into today's video. And we're not discussing this lens, but we are discussing this guy right here. This is the K&F Concept 3-in-1 CPL, VND, and Pro Mist filter, something that I never thought possible until I saw PolarPro actually join forces with Peter McKinnon, of course, and they have their own version. It is also a variable ND, CPL, and Pro Mist filter that I considered getting, but refrained from doing so for two reasons. Number one, I don't like the actual mechanism to dial in the variable stops of NDs and the CPL. And honestly, the price wasn't all too attractive either. I think there's a heavy markup simply because it's a signature item from Peter. And it sort of pains me to say that, but at the end of the day, I love being able to put money in the pockets of fellow creators because we try to make this for a living. But considering the fact that I plan on getting at least 3 or 4 of these, I thought to myself that at that price point, which has since fluctuated, I'm sure, I wasn't too crazy about pulling the trigger. So lo and behold, I became patient, and patience actually paid off. And this is something that I stumbled across. And for the price point, again, I think I paid a little over $98 for this on Amazon. I hooked you up with the link if you want to check it out for yourself. This to me was a no-brainer. This is the one lens that I have been sort of, praying almost that companies made. And lo and behold, K&F actually made it happen. So this has 5 stops of neutral density, VND, of course, being the V of variable. You have a CPL, which is great. And also, you can stick to the Pro Mist filter look that I kind of looked, so that dreamy cinematic effect. So let's get right into some pictures that I took using this lens for the first time during I want to say a surprise marriage proposal on the beach. And unfortunately, it wasn't the most sunniest of days, so I couldn't really put it through its full paces. But nonetheless, I was able to recover a lot of highlights in the sky. I was able to remove a lot of glare from the ocean, as well as the champagne bottles they were holding, the champagne glass and flutes they were holding, as well as the evident jewelry that was exchanged during a proposal. So it was really nice to also keep that, the blooming of the highlights through the process we've all come to know as halation. So having a 3-in-1 filter, having everything that I would need in terms of extenuating circumstances was an absolute game changer. So the lens itself is actually fairly well made. It feels premium. It looks premium. Comes with this little nice case that I just pulled out of the box. It's leather. Unfortunately, I'm not too crazy about that because I am vegan. But hey, that's the nature of the beast, I suppose. So once you flip it open with this little magnet here, all you got to do is just whip out this thing, and voila, there you have it. So when I pull it out, I'm going to show you the mechanism that actually made me fall in love with this thing. So you see right here, this little knob actually screws, if you can see me through the lens, this little knob right here, all you got to do is untighten it, and boom, you are now controlling, you are now controlling the stops of variable ND that you can have when it comes to this lens. So if you unscrew it, you are controlling the VND, right? And that's obviously 5 stops. This is just 2 stops. okay? And then if you want to control the circular polarizer of this lens, all you got to do is tighten the knob and bam, you are now controlling the inside part of the lens. That's how easy it is to use this thing, okay? So once you unscrew, VND. Once you screw, circular. And of course, the ProMist is present during the entire time. That is how easy it is to use this front filter. Of course, it's threaded, which means you have to screw it on. But at the end of the day, I am one that absolutely hates step-up rings with a passion. And so I see myself getting at least 2 to 3 different versions of this 3-in-1 filter because at a wedding, I don't have time to just worry about which one has which and unscrewing here to then screw here. It's just going to be a pain in the ass. And I would much rather pony up the dough and get myself some very specific lens filters for all of my lenses, which are 5 in total. Fortunately, this is a 77 millimeter, and this is able to be screwed onto my 51.2. as well as the 70 to 200 f2.8 that I use a lot during marriage proposals, which is ideal in outside conditions because most of them are being shot on a beach setting. And so at the end of the day, this has been an absolute game changer. These pictures were phenomenal to be taken with this filter, and I took it on the Major Voyant, and I was absolutely blown away because of the fact that I can, control my environment to the best of my abilities. Videographers are probably going to love this thing because you can keep your shutter speed low and sort of use this as sunglasses for your lenses as well. So if you've been on the fence about getting one lens that basically rules it all and you have everything that you need all in one place, this is the lens to go with. This is, again, the K&F 77 millimeter. Again, you have 82s, you have 58s, 67s, anything you can think of under the sun, you can probably have this made in its size. So again, to review, once you unscrew this little knob, you are controlling the stops of variable ND, okay? Once you screw it back in, you are now fluctuating between circular polarizer, and like I mentioned earlier, the black ProMist effect is present in every single stop of either the CPL or the VND. So this is probably going to stay on every single one of my lenses. Every single one of them is probably going to get its own, and it just doesn't get any better than this. In a world where we now have anamorphics with autofocus, I meant to say we now have 3-in-1 filters, and I just can't wrap my head around it. I can't believe I'm holding this, and more power to K&F. Again, if you've been sort of struggling with the fact that you hate stacking lenses, you hate pairing a CPL with a ProMist or a CPL with a VND, now you don't have to worry about that anymore because you have the best of all worlds in one lens. Again, if you want to check it out for yourself, I hooked you up with a link in the description. And if you want to watch more videos and reviews like this one, all you got to do is stick around by subscribing. I would love to have you. My name is Francis, Destination Wedding Photographer. Links to Aftershoot and Zoom Print Lab and all that other good stuff that I ambassador for is below in the description if you want to check that out. Well, thank you so much for watching, and look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. Look at that. Woo! Let's see, unscrewing. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that. I should have, woo! Looking at my monitor here. Look at that, dude. What? No. That looks so freaking good. I should have made this video with this thing on. Wow.